Okay, so today we're going deep on something I know a lot of you have been asking about, and that is credit scores.
Yeah.
Specifically, we're digging into an article you all sent us called The Credit Game from algorithmocredit.com. And it's all about sort of like cracking the code on how credit card balances actually get reported and what's the secret picture the bank is taking each month.
Yeah, exactly. So the bank is literally taking a snapshot of your credit card balance every single month. And what you might not know
It's
is
not just any random day, right?
exactly, it all comes down to a super important date that the credit game highlights, which is your statement closing date.
Yeah, so what is it about this statement closing date?
So what happens is whatever your balance is on that closing date is what gets reported to the big three credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and ultimately they're the ones that use this info to calculate your score, so it really matters.
So wait, it's not about how much you spend during the month or even if you pay it off in full later.
Yeah.
It all boils down to that one single day's balance.
That's exactly right. And this is where things can get interesting.
Yeah.
So let's say you've got a credit card with a $1,000 limit. And on your statement closing date, you've got a $900 balance.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
What message do you think that sends to the credit bureaus?
I mean, that's like basically saying this person is maxing out their card, which the credit game says is a huge red flag. It's like you're living on the edge and it could really drag down your score.
Totally. And on the flip side, imagine that same $1,000 limit, but this time on the closing date, your balance is super low, like say $50.
Oh, yeah, that paints a much prettier picture, right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this person's got things under control.
Exactly. You're using your credit responsibly. And that can actually lead to some serious points added to your score. I'm talking 30, 50, maybe even 70 points.
Wow. So low credit utilization basically tells them you're a good credit citizen.
Precisely. It's all about showing that you're not constantly relying on your credit and you're managing it well.
Okay, so this is all great, but what can our listeners actually do with this info?
Well, according to Algorithmo Credit, the first thing you got to do is figure out your statement closing date. And that's easy peasy. You can just hop online, check your bank statements, or give your credit card company a quick call. They'll let you know.
Gotcha. And once you know that magic date,
The game plan's super simple. You want to try and pay down your balance before that date hits even a little bit can make a difference.
and here's the cool thing. The credit game points out, once that closing date passes and that balance is reported, you're free to use your card again because the snapshot's been taken.
Exactly. You're starting fresh for the next month.
So really, it's all about timing your payments strategically.
Precisely. Your score doesn't care how much you paid overall. It only sees what you owed when the bank took that snapshot.
Okay, so this is like having a little secret weapon.
Right.
Knowing this gives you way more control over your credit score than you probably realize.
For sure. It's not just about making payments. It's about knowing when those payments really matter.
So, as you're thinking about your finances, consider how being mindful of your statement closing date could make a real difference in your financial well-being and the opportunities that come your way. It's crazy how these little details can have such a big impact. Makes you wonder what other hidden rules are out there just waiting to be discovered, right?